दिख रहा है? ठीक है, दिख रहा है ना? दिख रहा है ना अब?
यस सर, दिख रहा है।
चलो, लेट अस स्टार्ट. Yesterday we are actually discuss about what is ripening and how ripening actually helps in reducing the time for proper flavor development in the cheese. So we have already told you that the main objective of ripening of cheese is to reduce the cost of production, because when we ripen the cheese in a cold room, there needs refrigeration, and refrigeration needs energy. Similarly, to meet the throughout demand of the cheese throughout the year, so we are also reducing the time lag to reduce or to getting the full flavor in shortened period of time. So we have already discussed the different methods. We have already told you the different treatments what we are actually going to given. Once again, we are actually reiterated what are the treatments we are given to milk and what are the treatment we are going to give to the cheese curd. When we give the treatment to the cheese curds, I have already told you that number one is we can add a starter culture along with starter adjuncts. Similarly, we have already discussed that how starter adjuncts are actually helpful in enhancing the flavor as well as body and texture of the cheese. There are so many cheese: white branch cheese, feta cheese, Iranian cheese, cheddar cheese, where we can using adjunct culture like Lactobacillus helveticus, Lactobacillus casei, Lactobacillus plantarum. We are actually using for further accelerating the ripening of the cheese, and we can reduce the maturity time or flavor development in lesser period of time. So we can actually getting the cheese earlier. Similarly, we can add modified starter culture. Modified starter culture, we have already told you what are the modifications which are needed. Either we can use thermal shock cells. We have already discussed what are the thermal shock cells. Here we are already discussed thermal shock, freeze shock culture. We have already discussed freeze shock culture when we use L. helveticus along with the starter culture in case of Gouda cheese. When we made from buffalo milk, then we can getting the full flavor development in case of buffalo milk Gouda cheese also. Similarly, when we supplement the heat shock culture of S. thermophilus, Lactobacillus bulgaricus, we can getting the natural flavor of feta cheese within 40 days. Whereas when we are not using adjunct culture along with the culture, we can getting the same flavor in 19 days. And similarly, we can also use, this culture can also be used in low fat cheese also. So recent trend is also that because cheese are containing higher content of fat, particularly hard cheese, semi-hard cheese. So there is also, scientists also focus on development of low fat cheese. But when we prepare the cheese from low fat milk, then they are actually then we are not getting the flavor in case of low fat cheese. So in case of low fat cheese also, we are using the modified starter culture, that is a starter adjunct along with starter culture, so that we can get almost the similar flavor in the cheese. Similarly, you can use lysozyme treated cells, mutant strains, and similarly we can use beta lacto lactosidase, that is enzymes we can use for another treatment which are given to the cheese curd is that what are that we are using enzymes. जैसे मैंने बताया था बहुत सारे there are so many enzymes, exogenous enzymes that is used in the cheese for increasing the level of the cheese, increasing the flavor of the cheese, sensory characteristics of the cheese. So we can also use proteolytic enzyme, lipolytic enzyme, enzyme cocktails, and we are using enzyme cocktails also for accelerating the ripening of cheese. So we are earlier we have already discussed step by step some of the methods. Now we are focusing on the other methods which are actually very much important with the context of cheese. Here we can already told you that addition of heat salt culture along with lactobacilli has been observed that they are actually also improve the better flavor and increase proteolysis in semi hard cheese also. Heat soaking of L. bulgaricus along with addition of heat soaked S. thermophilus L. bulgaricus leads to the development of full flavor in case of soft variety of cheese also. Now we can come beta galactosidase. When we prepare the cheese from buffalo milk, we are getting the lesser flavor development in comparison to cow milk. So some workers have actually worked on that. They are actually adding the addition of lactate to cow milk or buffalo milk, and we can getting the ripening period lesser, or we can actually getting the full flavor within the stimulated period which is required in the case of hard cheese. And similarly, we can use the lactate from Saccharomyces lactis available in maxillate, जो मैंने बताया अभी maxillate है ना. They are also actually increasing the level of peptides or amino acid, which leads to the flavor development, which contributes to the flavor development of the hard variety of cheese. Similarly, we can use utilization of cheese slurries. Cheese slurries, you know that cheese slurries is actually possessing a strong cheese flavor, which are actually added to the green cheese, which are added to the green fresh curd during the conventional method of making cheese to accelerate the ripening of the cheese. But we must be very conscious when we are using cheese slurries. When we use cheese slurries, there are sometimes we are getting off flavor in the cheese. So cheese slurries are better suited for processed cheese spread, cheese powder, and cheese flavor foods. So here we can get some attention that in order to get the more flavor, that is generally we are not recommending the use of cheese slurries with the hard variety of cheese, semi-hard variety of cheese. So we are recommending the addition of cheese slurries in case of cheese spread, cheese food, cheese powder, and other cheese flavor foods. There are so many biscuits we are actually cheese flavor. So we can actually use cheese slurries. Or now the question arises how we can prepare cheese slurries. So cheese slurries is actually obtained by incubating the cheese curd. जो fresh cheddar cheese curd आया, we can cheddar cheese curd with increased moisture content, that is 60% moisture content, and keep the cheese blocks at elevated temperature. Elevated temperature means increased level of temperature at 30 degrees centigrade. For a week, we are getting the desirable flavor in the cheese curds. That means you understand that when we can get the cheese slurries after incubating the cheddar cheese curd with increased moisture content about 60% and at elevated temperature 30 degrees centigrade for a week to attain a desirable flavor, intense desirable flavor in the cheese. Recently, Flavor development in slurries could be accelerated by supplementing with reduced glutathione at the rate of 100 ppm and 3% sodium chloride. They are also used for flavor development in the cheese slurries. Similarly, we can use incorporation of flavoring compounds. Incorporation of flavoring compounds means you can that the name itself suggests that attempts has been made by the scientist worker to increase fast flavor development in cheese and cheese spread by adding pre-selected mixture of flavoring compounds. जैसे on blending of cheese curd with a mixture of methyl ketones. You know that methyl ketone is the major flavoring compound of the cheddar cheese. Anna, cheese curd with mixture of methyl ketones and fatty acid, a distinct cheddar flavor could be obtained within 3 weeks period. A cheese flavor product can be obtained also by mixing of food with synthetic alkyl amines like propylamine, butylamine, 2-methylpropylamine, pentylamine, 2-methyl-butylamine, 3-methyl-butylamine, and their hydrochloride salt in final concentration of 0.1 to 80 milligram per kg of cheese. है ना? So we are actually getting the flavor by adding artificially. है ना? We can artificially getting the flavor in the cheese. Other additives we have already told you that addition of protein hydrolytes, addition of pectin at the rate of 0.5 kg per 100 kg of cheese milk for manufacturing of hard cheese is generally recommended. Similarly, enriching the cheese milk with sodium and calcium salt and whey protein and followed by homogenization. And homogenization is also by which we can actually increase the moisture content in the curd. And we increase the moisture level in the curd. At the same time, we are also retaining the rennet and starter culture in more quantity in comparison to the milk which are untreated, that is not treated with homogenization. Similarly, we can also supplement the skim milk with buttermilk at the rate of 30%. That will definitely improve the flavor of Gouda type cheese. That variety of hard cheese means Gouda type cheese. So we can also increase the flavor of the cheese. Another one is very much popular is cell-free extract. What is cell-free extract? A fluid which is obtained by breaking open cells contain most of soluble molecules of the cell. आप सोच सकते हो कि they are actually fluid which can be obtained by breaking of open cells containing most of soluble molecules of the cells. So these are actually also added, and they also helping in accelerated the ripening of cheese. There are so many cases have been studied and work had been reported that when we use cell-free extract along with the nutrase is one of the enzymes, flavoring enzymes. When we add, we can reduce the ripening period by 2 months in case of cheddar cheese. Similarly, cell-free extract of Lactobacillus helveticus, Lactobacillus bulgaricus, Lactobacillus lactis also increases proteolysis by enhancing beta-casein breakdown. Similarly, when we add the cell-free extract, they are definitely increase the concentration of free fatty acid, free amino acids which actually contribute to the flavor development in the cheese. Now comes into the addition of exogenous enzymes. What are the exogenous enzymes? There are so many enzymes which are actually used for improving the flavor or enhancing the flavor of the cheese with less period of time. We have already told you that addition of those, there are so many enzymes like flavorase enzymes. We can use flavorase enzymes, we can use flavorase, maxillate, and other beta galactosidase. These are the enzymes that is actually used. Naturase. These are the enzymes which are actually used exogenically to the cheese meal for increasing the or reducing the ripening period of the cheese. So commercially, what are the commercially available enzymes? What are the commercially available enzymes which are actually generally added to the cheese are? What are these one? Number one, naturase. Naturase क्या है? They are actually containing protease and lipase enzymes. So protease act on protein for breakdown of polypeptide, peptide, फिर amino acids. So protease is actually act on protein to get the free amino acid. Similarly, lipase are actually act on fat or lipids to get the free fatty acids, which actually contribute to the flavor of the cheese. So naturase enzymes is most popular enzymes which are commercially available and added with the cheese. Similarly, flavorase enzyme is mixture of lipase and protease, है ना? उसी तरह से मैंने बताया maxillate क्या है? Maxillate are actually containing beta galactosidase, lactase enzyme जिसको कहते हैं lactase, है ना? beta galactosidase ये क्या करता है? These are actually used, है ना, in case of buffalo milk Gouda cheese. There are so many work have been reported for which are actually proof that when we use the beta galactosidase enzymes with the cheese, then we can definitely improve the flavor of the cheese within the less period of time. So here we can notice that addition of combination of various fungal proteases and lipases to Tijat cheese reduces the ripening to 50%. That is means ripening period can be reduced up to 50%. So you can reduce 50% of refrigeration cost. We can reduce 50% of cost of that ripening. So these are actually, when we use exogenous enzymes, we can also check the bitterness in the cheese. Lipase preparation derived from Aspergillus oryzae release C6 to C10 fatty acid to produce a typical cheddar flavor. The use of mixture of lipase at the rate of 0.001% and 0.01% protease helpful in achieving more intense balanced flavor in the buffalo milk cheddar cheese. So generally in case of any type of buffalo milk cheese, particularly hard cheese, we are definitely recommending the utilization of exogenous enzymes, either flavorase, either naturase or maxillate enzymes to improving the flavor or faster development of flavor or getting the same sensory attributes as we found in case of cow milk. So in case of buffalo milk, addition of exogenous enzymes is generally recommended. So these are the different methods by which we can actually increase the or reduce the ripening period or accelerate the ripening period of the cheese. And one last one which is very much important is microencapsulated enzymes. They are microencapsulated enzymes. What are the microencapsulated enzymes? So these are the enzymes which is actually in form of capsule, और जो वो कैप्सूल होता है वो क्या लाइपोसोम्स होता है, वो क्या होता है फूड ग्रेड होता है. क्या होता है? फूड ग्रेड होता है. तो फूड ग्रेड होने से क्या है, दे आर नॉट एक्चुअली हेल्प any effect on health and when a person consume cheese. So liposomes enzymes can be used. liposomes क्या चीज का होता है? फास्फोलिपिड, मिक्सचर ऑफ फास्फोलिपिड्स का होता है ना. lipozymes कोई पूछता है तो क्या है, व्हाट आर lipozymes? lipozymes आर कंपोजिट स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ फास्फोलिपिड, है ना, composite structure of phospholipids. Similarly, we can use lipozymes as a flourase or naturase at the rate of 2.5 gram per 100 liter of milk was found to accelerate the ripening of buffalo milk cheddar cheese. The raw KH raw, we have worked on that. They are actually preparing cheddar cheese from buffalo milk and using the microencapsulated enzymes, that is naturase or flavorase. They are actually incorporation of liposomes, है ना, to get the flavor development in lesser period of time. Similarly, the texture of cheese containing liposomes of nuclease and cell-free extract definitely reduce the ripening period by 2 months. Similarly, we can also report it that lipozymes, they are actually added. When we add the lipozymes in microencapsulated enzymes to cheese, तो क्या होता है? There is a partitioning of enzymes between curd and whey. But in this case, there is economic loss of enzymes. Only 5 to 10% of enzymes is actually retained in the curd. Remaining are actually washed with the whey. So in case of this is very much actually we are actually losing the enzymes. That is why encapsulated enzymes or enclosed in lipozymes is actually recommended for preparation of cheese. These are the different methods by which we can actually increase the ripening period, decrease the ripening period or increase the flavor development of the cheese. Another one is that there are other methods also by which we can actually increase the level of or accelerate the ripening of cheese. We have already told you things in some classes also that when we add addition of goat milk to the buffalo milk up to 30%, up to 40%, they are actually also helps in increasing or reducing the accelerated ripening period of the cheese. Few worker has also suggested, few scientists in the area of cheese, they are actually suggested that when we add goat milk along with microencapsulated enzymes, they have been observed that there is a synergistic effect on flavor development. One is that because buffalo milk have poor retention of moisture, but when we add goat milk, the moisture retention in the curd can be increased. And when we use microencapsulated enzymes, they are also help in development by degradation of protein into amino acid and degradation or decomposition of fat into fatty acid. So this way either we can use goat milk to the buffalo milk or cow milk. We can decrease the ripening period of the cheese. At the same time, we can also use goat milk along with microencapsulated enzymes, and they collectively helps in flavor development of even at cheddar cheese. So these are the ways by which actually we are actually increase the flavor development in the cheese. Another anything which is left, one thing is left is that lysozyme treated cells. When we use like lysozyme sensitized cell in the cheese, we are actually getting the level of microbial count 10 to power 10 cells per gram of cheese, which actually helps in releasing the free amino acid content in the cheese, and they have been observed that there is no effect on rate of flavor development. So economically, the use of lysozyme treated cells may not be viable for large scale production of cheese. So we are actually suggested that addition of lysozymes encapsulated in dextrin matrix to cheese milk at renating, which would be released at pH 5.2 to 5.4, which leads or the breakdown of cells with release of intracellular peptidase, which actually break down the protein into amino acid and ultimately contribute to the flavor of the cheese. So these are the means by which we are actually improving the flavor of the cheese, accelerated ripening of cheese. So when we summarize, there are so many methods by which we can accelerate ripening of cheese. Number one, by utilization of adjunct culture. Number two, by use of modified starter culture like heat soft culture or thermally soft cultures. We can use mutant strains. Number three, utilization of cheese slurries, and mixing with other varieties, other milks like goat milk. Similarly, you can improve the ripening period by microencapsulated ripening agents like liposomal enzymes, liposomal cell-free extract. Next, addition of cell-free extracts. Next, lipozyme treated cells, addition of exogenous enzymes. We can use already lipozyme treated cells or addition of exogenous enzymes. So these are the different ways by which we can actually improve the flavor of the cheese. In addition to that, we have focusing that we can directly incorporate the flavoring compounds, which I have already discussed that when we blending the cheese curd with a mixture of methyl ketone and fatty acid, a distinct flavor, cheddar cheese flavor would be obtained in 3 weeks period. We have already discussed that the cheese flavor product can be obtained by mixing of food with synthetic alkyne amines such as propylamine, butylamine, 2-methyl propylamine, pentylamine. These are the different which is present in 0.1 to 80 milligram per kg of cheese curd. So by this way we can actually enhancing or reducing the period of ripening and reduce the cost of the cheese production. So we are now you can ask any question related to this topic. Have you any query? You can ask. You can ask if you have any query. Akshay, Ravish Kumar.
Yes sir.
Have you any query?
No sir, अभी तो नहीं.
अच्छा, तो क्या कहता है तुम लोग जो है असाइनमेंट तो केवल एक ही दिए हो, दो दिए हो ना तुम लोग?
किसका किसका सर?
हाँ, असाइनमेंट कौन कौन दिए हो बताओ। हमको लगता है कि हिस्ट्री और चीज का दिए हो, और वो जो है सब क्या कहता है चीज का स्टैंडर्ड वगैरह, क्या क्या कौन लिखा है पूरा? रवीश,
सर
विकास,
मेरा कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ है सर।
तुम कौन कौन सा दिए हो?
सर अभी हम सबमिट एक भी नहीं किए सर।
अरे ऐसे कैसे है, तुम मेरा पीछे है तो इतना, हर बार तुम्हारा पीछे हो जाता है, क्या बात है?
नो सर, इसको सबमिट नहीं किए होंगे सर अभी तक। आप ही बोले थे सर कि बना के रखने के लिए, कॉलेज खुलेगा तब जमा करना।
अच्छा, तो बना के रख लिए हो ना, ये कहने का मतलब।
यस सर, 2-3 बना हुआ होगा।
दो तीन कौन कौन बनाया हो? और जो नेक्स्ट तुम लोग जो लिखोगे वो मैकेनाइजेशन ऑफ चीज।
अच्छा ठीक है सर। वैसे प्रैक्टिकल रिकॉर्ड सर बनाए हुए हैं, वो क्वेश्चन
हाँ,
वगैरह।
प्रैक्टिकल, अच्छा प्रैक्टिकल रिकॉर्ड्स में हम चाहेंगे कि जो न्यूमेरिकल्स वगैरह है वो मैं यहाँ पे फिर से उसको, अगर कहोगे तो जिसको समझ में नहीं आया है यू कैन आस्क, ठीक है ना? यहाँ पे ये टाइम अपने से चला जाता है ना, वो लिख रहा है कि अब 2 मिनट बचा, 3 मिनट बचा, उसके चलते भी मैं थोड़ा वो हो जाता हूँ कि टाइम जाने वाला है। ठीक है ना? हैव यू एनी क्वेरी? तो सुनो, हेलो,
यस
आवाज
सर।
आवाज आ रही है ना? वंदना,